Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to bring you my review of the Taurus PT-111 Millennium G2. Before we go any further, this firearm is unloaded. There's nothing in the chamber, no magazine in the magazine well, no ammunition in the magazine, no ammunition present on the table. This firearm MSRPs from Taurus for $435, but you can find these for about $275 average price. That being said, if you get one under $250, really under $200, you're getting a great deal for this gun, brand new. It is a semi-automatic striker-fired subcompact pistol chambered in the 9x19 Luger. Average cost for that ammunition is about 27 cents a round for the Winchester white box and about 80 cents a round for the good quality personal defense rounds such as a Hornady Critical Defense 115 grain FTX polymer tipped. Frame material, black polymer, nothing special about that. Slide material is a stainless steel, it's just painted in a black matte finish, nothing special about that. Some weights, 18.8 ounces unloaded in the current state that you see it in. Empty magazine, 2.55 ounces. Empty magazine and unloaded gun, 21.4 ounces. Full magazine, 12 rounds of the Hornady Critical Defense 115 grain FTX, 7.45 ounces. But really the weight that matters is fully loaded plus one, 26.7 ounces. Not bad at all. Really not bad at all. Overall length of this gun, 6.18 inches muzzle to the back of the frame. Overall height measured from the top of the sights to the bottom of the pinky extension on the magazine is 5.06 inches. Overall width of the slide, 1.03. Overall width of the grip, 1.06. Widest part of the gun is actually the slide release and the manual safety, and that's 1.19 inches. Barrel length, 3.2 inches. Magazine capacity is 12 rounds. You get 2 magazines with the purchase of a new firearm. Trigger pull, in terms of weight, 5.8 pounds. Trigger type is single action with the repeat strike capability. So if you pull the trigger, round doesn't go off, you can continue to pull the trigger and it'll continue to strike the primer until the round goes off. Personally, I will never do that. If I pull the trigger and the round doesn't go off, I'm not shooting that round out of the firearm. But some people who have the revolver mindset, pull the trigger until it goes bang, you may like that. The sights are a 3-dot pinned front elevation and windage adjustable rear sight. They're made out of polymer. Nothing special about them, helps keeps costs down, but I do like that it's windage and elevation adjustable in the rear. The safeties on this are plentiful. You have the manual safety here. You have a loaded chamber indicator. So when there is a round in the chamber, that little thing pops up. That's for compliance states. You also have the trigger safety. So you have to pull the center of the trigger, similar to a Glock, very similar to a Glock. In fact, this pistol even breaks down like a Glock. I'll show you in a second. And it also has the Taurus security system, which basically means they give you a tiny little socket that fits in there. They call it the key. And when the firearm is in such a manner where the manual safety is engaged and you turn that, you cannot do anything. I will say with the manual safety engaged, slide won't rack, similar to a 1911. Intended purpose for this firearm, everyday concealment. It's a great little gun inside the waistband, even outside the waistband, and a nice Kydex holster. It's, for the price, $250. It's a great little gun to have. Is it going to be a super high capacity? No, you got 12 rounds plus one, but it's really not bad. It's good for what it was intended for. Unique features. It has these little rests, so for your thumb, if you're a left-handed shooter or a right-handed shooter, they have little rests for your thumb and little index points for your trigger finger, so as to remind you to keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Nice features. Can't say that that was a selling point for me. It does have aggressive texturing on the grip. Not overly aggressive, but it's on both the front and the back, as well as the sides. In terms of options for this, there's a flat dark earth frame edition. There's also a two-tone with a brushed stainless as opposed to a painted stainless. Really, options aren't plentiful for this. Accessories are, but they can be difficult to locate. It does have a Picatinny rail, which a lot of subcompact 9mm do not have a Picatinny rail. So, plus to the Taurus on that. But there are holsters for the original Millennium Pro. They won't fit this. So make sure if you're going to buy a holster for it that it is the G2 model. It's meant for the G2 model gun. Firing comments. Gun is easy to manage for recoil. It fires everything. I shot steel case through it. I shot some PPUs. I shot some lasers. Shot a little bit of everything through it. It ran just fine. I don't review a firearm until I've fired several hundred rounds through it. I have fired several hundred rounds through this. I did have some failure to feeds. I think that was a result of the cold springs because it is winter. So what I did is I actually took the magazine apart, cleaned it all, and stretched the springs out just a little bit, and I haven't had any failure to feeds since then. But it is a neat little gun to shoot. Fun little gun to shoot, comfortable little gun to shoot. And for the size, I mean, it is a subcompact. It is very concealable. Takedown. Like I said, similar to a Glock, right? See the little takedown levers on either side, just like a Glock. So pull it back, pull those down. As you pull this back just a tiny little bit, that's it, that's all I needed. Pull the trigger, comes right off. You have a dual capture recoil spring. However, it is on a, it's not on a steel guide rod. It's on a polymer guide rod. People find that offensive, to be completely honest with you. Barrel, nothing special about that. It is beveled at the end, so it doesn't ride up as. Ooh, so when the slide comes back, the barrel doesn't have to tip as much. Nothing special about the inside of that other than the fact that it needs a good thorough cleaning. Reassembly, same way, or reverse order. Inside of the frame, nothing overly special about that. There are actually quite a few metal parts to this. I was surprised for the cost of the gun, but then again, it's not made in the USA, so I suppose that helps keep the cost down as well. Reassembly is as simple as that, just like a Glock. If you have any questions or comments, please ask or leave your comments below. Also below in the read more section, I will leave my PDF version of the spec sheet that I've been going off of, including my my firing comments, firing test comments. If you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, have a good one.